What if I told you you could have access to all 3 of these delicious meals with just the click of a button? I've teamed up with Deli to curate my very own recipe box filled with all my favourite ingredients that will enable you to recreate these recipes at home. Got all of my usual suspects on there, like beans and pasta and a few more surprises. So go and purchase my 3 colourful veg recipes box on Deli and get your hands on all of these amazing ingredients. If you've got 15 minutes and these 4 simple ingredients, then you can make this elevated twist on the childhood classic pasta with butter. Now this recipe is not for the faint-hearted, as the 2 key ingredients are lots of butter and lots of cheese. Now before anyone shouts at me, I am fully aware that this has very little nutritional value, but I can promise it will bring you a lot of joy. It's a creamy, buttery sage pasta, and it's perfect for this transitionary period between summer and autumn. You probably don't need a recipe because it's so simple, but you can find it in the caption. Cucumbers are really having their moment right now, so I thought I might as well show you one of my favourite cucumber snacks. It's sweet, salty, spicy marinated cucumbers sat on a bed of cream cheese using Bayerno's organic flax and chia rye bread. The nuttiness of the rye bread really complements the cream cheese and cucumber combo. Plus it's loaded with fibre, so it makes it a very digestible snack. And I topped it off with toasted sesame seeds and crispy fried onions for extra crunch. Sweet corn is such an underrated vegetable in my opinion. It's colourful, delicious, versatile and cheap, and I just don't think people use it at its full potential. So I'm pairing it with some aromatics today and using it as a base for a delicious ramen. Ramen is one of my go-tos when the weather starts to get a little bit colder. And call me crazy, but I've actually considered putting the heating on a couple times during the mornings recently. Anyway, I digress. You could use frozen or canned sweet corn for this and top it with your favourite kind of protein. I've gone for jammy eggs. It's sunshine in a bowl and the perfect Sunday recipe. Something I really love about food is how it can unlock core memories and bring up heightened feelings of nostalgia. And this recipe in particular takes me back to my school days. I used to play a lot of sport and I was in almost all of the teams, and after any match there was always a flapjack flying around. It was the perfect post-activity refueling snack, and it's something we often have lying around the house now. So here it is, loaded with oats, nuts and dried fruit, and of course using my favourite flora salted for that dairy-free buttery taste. You can obviously switch up the ingredients to your preference, but the full recipe is written in the caption. Let me know what you think. If you're a fan of salty sweet combos, then this is the recipe for you.
As autumn approaches, so does the end of peach season, so make sure you're making the most of it.
We're dousing them in Phil's shatter jam and olive oil and grilling them in the oven so they caramelize and get sticky and delicious.
If there's one thing a peach loves, it's burrata. So we're making a grilled peach burrata pizza, topped with caramelized onions and basil.
And of course, lashings of shatter jam to finish. It's sweet, salty, spicy and doughy, and the perfect send-off to summer.
All recipes in the caption, plus a cheeky discount code for a limited time only.
Start by slicing your aubergines lengthways, about 1 centimetre thick. Get them in a roasting tin, cover with olive oil and salt. Do the same with a courgette and then roast in the oven until softened and brown. Meanwhile, saute some shallots and garlic and then add in some good quality tomatoes or passata. Fill the can halfway with water and add this in too. Bring it to a boil and let it simmer until thick. In an oven-proof dish, layer up your ingredients. Start with aubergine, tomato sauce, mozzarella, basil, and then courgette, tomato sauce, mozzarella, basil, and repeat. And then cover the whole thing in parmesan. Roast it in the oven until it's bubbling and the house smells delicious. It's a parmigiana-ish with the addition of courgette, and it's perfect for this time of year. This is hands down one of the most beautiful dishes I've ever plated up. We're nearing September and peaches and tomatoes are at their best now, so it's the perfect time to make this. And if you're not a fan of fruit in savoury salads, then grow up. Just kidding. But if you aren't, then you should definitely try this because it will probably change your mind. It's white flesh peaches with Isle of Wight tomatoes, thinly sliced and arranged beautifully on a plate, and then drizzled with olive oil, balsamic vinegar, some basil leaves, and of course creamy burrata to finish it all off. Serve it alongside some crusty bread and you're good to go. Well,